Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 XBL review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Dead Rising 2 Case Zero, which if you've never played it before, it's basically an action game I suppose, and it's a prequel to the upcoming sequel to Dead Rising 2. This is basically what happens directly before Dead Rising 2, or at least that's what I believe, it's what I've been told, and as Dead Rising 2 is not out for another 2 and a bit weeks, then I can't confirm that really. So all I know is it happens before Dead Rising 2. At the start, you've got a load of crap like the usual helping options and stuff, so I'm just going to basically jump into the actual game now, because once you beat it, you can restart the story and that, and you can keep your levels and stuff, so all that's pretty cool, and it means that I can actually show off something more than just the start. So anyway, after the cutscenes and the lengthy loading times, it's something that unfortunately they haven't fixed, and considering this is a downloadable title with no disc to read from, then it should be better on this, and it worries me about Dead Rising 2. However, everything else, after playing this, I can't wait to play Dead Rising 2. I think they've really fixed some of the things. One of the things you might have noticed is they've got the same sense of humour and that and daft stuff, so you can wear a waitress outfit here. It carries over into the cutscenes as well, the costumes that you wear, except the final cutscene of this. One of the new things you might have noticed that I'm doing right here is pretty much one of the things you get right away. It's literally the ability to build items, and you can get cards and you can build them in the main game as well, and by getting the cards they're actually more powerful than that, and it's just one of those things that you have to be inventive and think, well, what can I do with this, what can I do with that. So even though I want to show a couple of the weapons off, I don't know if I should, because I know that that will spoil it for some people, but to be fair, I'll show one other off than the spike bat, because it is very funny to look at and very cool to use, even though it's not particularly that useful. It's just one of those for a gore factor, and that's a drill bucket. But the whole point of the this prequel anyways pretty much plays just like the old Dead Rising, with the exception of the fixed a few things, as I say. Like, for one thing, the shooting controls, it now actually plays like a shooter when you get onto them. When you get onto the motorbike, it plays like a racing game. It's no longer awkward controls with X to drive and A to reverse and that. You can actually drive it like a proper racing game, left trigger, right trigger. So they've addressed quite a few issues, it's just the loading times that they haven't. Pretty much everything about playing this really does scream that they've actually listened to what everyone was complaining about and then fixed the majority of it, and it's one of those. I'd like to think that the loading times are better on Dead Rising 2, the full game, because obviously at that point you'll be able to actually install it, depending, like, doesn't really matter what console you've got it on or PC, either way you will be installing the game. So I'd like to think that it does run much better than what it currently does now. But this whole prequel is basically 14 hours long, pretty much. It might be 15 hours, so you get just over half a day. And the whole point is you have to find some Zombrex for your daughter to allow her to live, and then you have to save the survivors just like you would in the main game. There's 6 of them to save, and you just basically get to mess around on that. It's pretty much really a demo that you pay for, which is weird because there's then a demo of this, so you can get a demo of a demo. One of the introductions, though, that they've actually done to this as well, which I haven't yet mentioned, is money, which you might have noticed in the top left corner, just where my life and levels and that are. And I did mention about the levels. You can basically go up to level 5 in this, and rumours are, strong rumours, so I'd like to think this is true, that you can actually then port that over to the main game, so you can start the main game at level 5. So it's one of those that it's a case of they're not going to screw you over having you reach level 5 and then say, well, no, you have to start again. Which, as I say, I hope that's true, because if so, it'll be pretty cool to be able to start the game like that. And anyway, going back to the money, as I was saying, you can basically go around finding ATMs, so cash machines. You can find actual slot machines and that, and you can play the slot machines, but all you do is push a button and it does it for you. It tells you if you win or lose, so there's no actual stopping the rails or anything. There's no mini game. It's just a bog standard push a button and there you go. And it's one of those things, the money's used to buy stuff. In this, it's used to buy from the pawn shop. I don't know how it's going to be used in the main game, but you can buy things from the pawn shop, like more Zombrex, or you can buy Just trying to think here, you can buy certain weapons, which if I mention them, then I'll again spoil some of the things you can make. You can buy a moose head though on this for some reason, and it's just one of those things that it's quite nice to have it on there, the actual system of money, because it means that if you're ever stuck for an item, then you can help yourself out. And the money actually carries over as well, same as the levels, so once you beat this again and again, you will have your money top up, and that's good, because it also helps going for the 100,000 achievement, where you have to spend 100 grand on this. And just quickly going back to mentioning the actual firearm weapons and that, and how it plays like a proper shooter when you use them, they've also changed them to make them more balanced, because where on the first game you could pretty much pick up a shotgun and clear a path dead easy, killing like 15 zombies per shot if you were good enough with them, and unfortunately I was good enough with them. I say unfortunately, because now I can't stand the shotguns on this. They've made them so pathetic, it's unbelievable. I really don't understand why they had to make them that pathetic. Yeah, it's balanced the gameplay, it's made it harder, which is something quite, well, welcoming for myself, but at the same time, I miss having a shotgun that can actually do some real good. It's one of those that unfortunately now, the accuracy and the distance is crap, the damage is crap, and it's pretty much like that with all of the weapons, except the new stuff that you can pretty much build. For example, baseball bats with nails that I've got here is insanely powerful. You can still pull off specials with the weapons, like this here. You can just like pretty much do everything that you could do, only as I say, they've improved upon it and made it better. Pretty much the only thing other than the loading that is, well, to be fair, I can't say other than the loading that's different, that's worse, because the loading was still bad. The only thing that I can think of that's different, that's worse in this, now that I've reworded it, is the story. The way the story goes in this, and again, I can't really say anything without spoiling it, but the way the story goes in this one, it makes me worry that the story's going to be weak in the second one. I also am really missing the camera. I loved the camera in the first game. It was something I found fun with and was quite good at taking shots. I wasn't excellent. There was a few things that I really struggled to do, but at the same time it was fun and it was challenging, and now it's not there and I personally miss it. But that's pretty much everything that I can say that still allows me to have some wiggle room for things to say in the second game when I do that review. It's one of those, for 400 points, it's fantastic, it's really good game, it's worth it for the 200 achievement points and that alone, because getting the achievements is fun and going through this is fun, and it's just one of those things that it really does gear you up for the full second game, which, as I say, comes out in about 3 weeks, and I can't wait. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.